I found a Harbor Freight gem. It is a must-have accessory for any bandsaw. It is the Hercules stand, bandsaw not included. When I did see the price at 99 bucks, I was a little taken back, and that's because that is just as cheap as you can get the bandsaw on sale for. I was also a little curious because it's put out by Hercules. They don't even have a bandsaw, and that is as of yet. If you look at their pictures closely, and including for this base, it actually shows a Hercules bandsaw in the vise. So I think here maybe pretty soon we'll be seeing a Hercules bandsaw. Now my first impression when I picked up the box was, hey, this seems pretty heavy. And upon opening it and noticing that the whole frame is out of 1/8 inch thick steel, very beefy, well built. And then you got the horizontal plate for your horizontal cutting. This sucker's 1/4 inch, so way to go. Made it a beefy stand that I think will last for a while. Now diving into the box, I was overwhelmed, and that's because they had all different kinds of bags, and I was thinking this design was going to be pretty complicated. Upon reading the instructions, it's actually pretty simple, and they did a very smart thing and included adapter kits for different brands of bandsaws. So they have one for Hercules, which isn't out yet. They have the Bauer, DeWalt, and Milwaukee. So way to go, Harbor Freight, for thinking outside of the box on that one. Now the one downside to those adapters are they're not perfect. You know, for example, you've got some swivel type screw brackets back here, and so being on a swivel, they kind of almost don't adjust perfectly. They do a good enough job, but you know, it could be better if it was a hard fastened bracket type deal, which you can't really do if you're, you know, adapting to multiple different brands. So here's the quick setup guide. You find the right bracket, which is going to go to the top of the bandsaw. Leave these bolts loose. Leave these adjusting knobs back here loose as well. Do a couple quick up and downs, making sure that everything clears. Make sure the blade is square and true with the frame, and you can do that with these adjusting knobs back here. Tighten the adapter on front. Snug these down. They don't need to be super tight. I actually even kind of ripped the rubber just ever so slightly, so you don't need to crank down on these ones at all. On and off switch, very last, and you're set. Once it's all tightened down, you are set. I tested out some flat bar and then some square tubing, and I would say this thing's actually pretty right on. Now with any saw, there are a couple critical adjustments that need to be made to make sure that your cut is square and true. I'm not quite sure the technical terms. The biggest adjustment's going to come on this tail end. Pretty easy to make that adjustment with these back adjusting knobs. Just as I mentioned earlier, try to keep these ones slightly loose so then you're not fighting against the bracket. Switching over to the vertical system is easy. Disconnect the piston, you unfold it, you clamp it down to the edge of the table, and you are set. Now, I would say some people may not like that it has to overhang the table. Yes, you can just lay it, you know, in front of you, but it'll kind of be in the way. But it's actually a really nice feature for my workbench. It fits perfectly, so I'm fine with it. The biggest issue I have about this thing is, if you notice, there is no type of clamping or vise system to hold your workpiece down. Some of the pictures actually show a drill press locking type clamp. You know, it's not included. Harbor Freight does sell it, so I would say make sure you either have some type of clamp to be able to hold your workpiece in place. Taking a look at other benchtop type systems, not very many of them are easily adaptable between vertical and horizontal cutting. Harbor Freight came through on this one. I definitely say it's worth it if you have a bandsaw, and or if you don't, well, pick up the bandsaw when it's on sale. That's all I got for this one. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.